Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for watching Christy Cole Artistry. I'm Christy Cole, and tonight I'm going to actually be working on a larger canvas. I have an 18 by 24 canvas that I'm going to run vertically tonight, and I'm going to try something a little bit different than I normally do with a, I guess I'm going to call it kind of a, it's kind of going to be like a Dutch pour. It might have some cup pour elements in it as well. So I'm going to tilt the camera down, bring you guys down, and we're going to get started for tonight. So I'll be right back. All right, before we start tonight's painting, I wanted to show you the dried results of our pearls. So this was our pearls on pearls, and as you can see, you do see a texture or shimmer in that pearl area here. And like I said before, I'm going to take this blue, and then add it to the leftover pearlized white, because I think that would make a really pretty sky blue color. So I plan on using that on another painting, but I wanted to show you this one now that it's dry before I seal it. Okay, so here's our canvas for tonight. It again is an 18 by 24 canvas, and I have the leftover white that we've used in the past. Shaking it up to make sure it's still mixed well. And then I have chosen the following colors for tonight. I have chosen my Academy Acrylic Prussian Blue, my Master's Touch Pearlized Violet, my Deco Art Metallic 24 Karat Gold that I forgot in our last painting, my Academy Acrylic Dioxazine Purple, and my Academy Acrylic Process Cyan. And then if I feel like I need or want additional cells, I may add my Academy Acrylic Iridescent White. And if I did that, I probably, my thought is I'm going to add it to the edge of the white that I'm going to put down. So let me get these back in the order that I wanted them, so that I don't forget to put them in. Okay. Alright, so okay, so we're going to start out, we're going to use our white. And this is just my Blickcrylic white and Floetrol. And if you're interested in how I mix my paints, and if you haven't seen this before, my very first video actually says how I mix them. And other than when I'm doing like experiments or trying new things, I always mix my paints that way. So you can go ahead and check out that video. So I'm just going to stir this up. It's been sitting for a while. I shook it a little bit, but I want to make sure that it's ready to go here. There we go. Okay. So here is my thought for this evening. I'm going to put the white over here and over here. Let's start out with that much. I'm going to use my spatula to spread it out, making sure that I have these corners covered nicely, and that the white is going over the edge to cover our edges as well. And I'll show you what I was talking about, where I think, well, I'm actually going to put it on there. I'm going to put my iridescent white along these edges. And I'm hoping that when we do our blowout of what I'm going to call the Dutch pour portion, I'm hoping that that's will help get our cells that we're going to be looking for. And I chose the color palette, a couple of reasons why actually. One, and it's probably the most important. I have been in and out of the doctor, and I have not had time to stop and mix paint because if I'm, work comes first, and then lately the doctor's appointments have come second, so I have, I'll show it to you in a second, I have an entire box of paint bottles that we have been using up over the last, I don't know, 5 to 10 videos or so that are out, and I need to refill and I need to remix. This is the box. Oh, I shouldn't be lifting that. So there's the box. And so all these paints are out and I need to refill. So I've got all the bottles of paint in there, and I've got all the paint tubes that I need to to mix, but I just haven't had time to sit down and mix. Mixing paint takes a while. And I also need more Floetrol. I only have a little bit of Floetrol left, and so when I sit down and do these, I want to do them all at once. So, for those that you are, if you're interested, I finally did get back into my doctor, and we found out what exactly is wrong now with my back. Basically, when I fell like 2.5 months ago on the ice outside after shoveling, I ended up landing on my bottom, and what has happened is the bone in my bottom has pushed into the muscles into my lower left side. So what that means is that we're hoping that there's no permanent damage to the muscle back there, but when I try to move side to side, I get extreme pain going down my leg and into my toes. So walking long distances or anything, if I move from side to side, I have to be careful because the pain is terrible. As far as the other issue that we talked about before, I have a surgery consult for that coming up, and we'll see if it's necessary to do surgery for the hernia. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping I can just ignore it. So I also am not a person who likes to take any kind of painkillers or anything. So while my doctor wanted me to take some muscle relaxers to help the muscle relax, I don't take any of that kind of medication. So we are just going to go with I guess it's a CoQ10 and Tylenol and Advil. And I'm perfectly happy with that. I have a pretty high pain tolerance. So I think that'll be just fine. I just don't like taking medication. For one thing, if you start taking a lot of Tylenol and Advil, number 2, whatever, it's bad for your liver. And number 2, if you start out and you take 2 Tylenol, and pretty soon the pain isn't appeased by 2 Tylenol, then all of a sudden you're taking 4 Tylenol. And it progresses up to where you're taking way more Tylenol than, is recommended. So I still take 1 of each, and I have increased it because he asked me to 2 in the morning, and then, 1 in the morning, and then the 2 of them after I have my lunch. And that way, I've got food in my stomach. It's not going to cause my stomach any issues or anything like that either. So that's what we're going to try for now. Dennis is doing well. He's got his cough and everything. But after we got his notice that the cancer is gone, we're so relieved about that. Okay, let's torch. I see that this paint is just moving out of this spot right here quite a bit more, and then we're going to torch. Ugh. My torch needs to be refilled too. So I'm torching these now, just to get rid of the bubbles and to also get the iridescent white here, to, when I add the other colors, start making some cells, because I'd like a little bit of cells. I don't want a lot, but I would like some. So here is the next thing we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to take the iridescent white. Actually, I was going to use the iridescent white, but it's got that funky color to it, so I'm going to take my regular white, because I need a little bit more here. Go down the middle here, because I need white for the colors to move with, like so. Okay, and then we'll spread that out a little bit, so that we have, oh, that looks lumpy. I hope this helps. They're bubbles. So if it's lumpy, it's going to make, oh, these are lumps, aren't they? No? I feel like lumps. I don't feel anything. Weird. I'm not sure what that is. I hope they're just not lumps. Ugh. That would really upset me. Okay, so now we've got enough white on here to move our colors around. Geez, I feel like those are lumps. I'm going to scrape some of this off. I feel like it's lumps, and I really don't want lumps in here. Yeah. Okay, it's time to get rid of that bottle of paint. Sorry about that, guys. I need to scrape that off. Okay. Now we're going to have to use our regular white. That's all right. I think I have enough here. Yeah, I should have enough. Okay. Not exactly what I wanted to do, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Stay kind of true to the colors instead of having the white be the color on the bottom, on the sides, because I want kind of the pure color down the center here. Does that make sense? I guess in my head it makes sense. Okay, so we're playing with it. There we go. Okay, let's move this stuff out of the way, and let's get our colors on before anything else happens. I'm going to torch this real quick though. There's a couple of big bubbles there. Okay. Alright, we are starting out with Prussian Blue. I love Prussian Blue. Prussian Blue, and oh, I'm sorry, I am going from left to right on this one. I'm putting a lot of paint on here. You'll see why when we get to blowing it out. Because we've made our divisions, but we still have to get most of the way to the corner. All right, this is Dioxazine Purple. This bottle was actually one of the ones I am running out of. So I guess it's good that we're using up the last of it. Go back in the box to be refilled. In the box to be refilled. I'm going to put the gold on now. Gold was in the box for refill. Ooh, I like that already. That's beautiful. Okay. Now I have the Master's Touch Pearlized Violet. Out a little bit so that I can capture some of the white way over. So process Cyan is next. I have so many of these colors that I really like that I got from Academy Acrylics. just like how they dry and how they work with each other. And the colors are just so rich. So, and I believe, is that everybody in the boat here? Let's see. Yeah. All right, that's everybody. Okay. All right, we have a lot of things pouring off. I see right here we're missing a spot, and I want to be able to add some white to that to make sure that we have good flow. And okay, I think we're ready. I think we are ready. A lot of this paint is trying to roll off the table here, so I'm gonna. I normally would scrape this, but I'm not ready. To make sure this doesn't roll off. Okay, this has a little missing spot. Okay, torch time. Let's torch it, and then we're going to blow it out. Oh, bubbles, bubbles. And I'm going to use the Revlon dryer with the large attachment, this one, just because of what I want to do with this. Oh my goodness, this came out so much better than I thought it was going to. I mean, I had something in my head, but this is beautiful. The cells are perfect. The white is gorgeous. I would like to kind of incorporate some of the iridescent white, just in case we still see it when this painting dries. That I see it in a way that I'll still like it when it dries. Does that make sense? In other words, I don't want just these blobs in here that I'm seeing right now. I want some sort of flare. That's what it is. So I'm just adding a little bit of flare using that leftover iridescent white that's already on the canvas. And we'll be able to see it because it sort of has a tan kind of glow to it when it dries. So I'm just gonna drag some of this up and see what we can end up with. Like that. Okay, take that off. And that back a little bit. I'll try to bring that one back up. And get the iridescent down to there. It's okay to go off the canvas sometimes, but some spots, you know, that would just look better if they stay up on the canvas. And so I'm going to encourage this little spot here to stay up on the canvas. I like it better up there. And what I'll do, like I do with all my other paintings, is we'll let this settle and dry a bit, and then once it stops trying to get on the side, that's when I'll add the white back to the side. So we're just going to wipe off the edge right now. That'll be fine. As long as you pour it back on before it's all dried, it'll be fine. It's still going to try to go down though, but I don't want it to. Okay, like that. This is gorgeous. Wow. But I just, so I'm going to touch up some of these other spots that I can touch up without doing too much damage. I'm afraid I'm going to do too much damage if I go in here too far. Let's see. See if we can get some up. That's pretty. Because where there's paint underneath, it'll come, you know, it'll come out. This spot right here just didn't seem like it had any. Okay, let me fiddle with this for a few more minutes, make sure my side or my edges are covered, and then I'll bring you down and show you the whole painting. Alright, so I will be right back. So here's the painting for this evening. This is my kind of Dutch pour and yeah, I don't know what to call it. I think it came out really neat. I've been working on it for a while, closing off some of the sections. Let me show you. This one I'm still watching because it keeps floating that direction, and so I keep pulling it back to where I want it. I blew it out a little bit more because I didn't like the fact that there was so much white in there. So I took some of this and blew it out again, and I'm going to try to round this off a little bit more. But look at this one. This is so pretty. The colors are just beautiful. The cells are gorgeous. There's tiny little cells, and then there's these great big ones with the purple and the gold. This little section is really pretty too. It has all this gold flow, and then it has like this pattern up here. This is really interesting. Look at that. The purple is so dark right there, it looks black. That is so cool. And as we go up the center, we have a lot of this gold and cells happening here. So when we turn the camera to the side of it, you get a lot of shimmer, which is really pretty. And this is the petal I'm still trying to keep on the canvas. This is the one we're letting go over the side. And then look at this one over here too. This one's so cool. Doesn't have a lot of gold in it, but it has the purple and the blues. And the cells are really pretty. And then we have a few crazy patterns of cells in here. And I love this one right here. That is really neat. And it goes up into the blues and then the purples. Have that beautiful purple corner. So I'm going to take you up and show you the whole thing again. And again, this is an 18 by 24 canvas. I think I got it all in now. Oh, it's hard to get it in because I'm not that tall. But yeah, so that is our painting for this evening. So let me know if you like this color combination. Do you like the blowout? Do you like the cells? And even what you don't like about it, because that helps me when I do additional paintings of knowing, you know, things that you see that I don't see. But until my next video, thank you for watching. Thank you to all of my subscribers. I love you all, and I appreciate you watching my videos. And until my next video, bye.